Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but I am back and I am hopefully gonna stay on this YouTube grind for a little bit. I'm really excited about it, so I'm just gonna be posting all things fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, pretty much everything. I've been really enjoying making content on Instagram and TikTok and whatnot for fitness, but I feel like I have so much more to say about various fitness and nutrition topics, so YouTube's obviously the perfect spot for that. So today we're going to be talking about the exact steps I took to grow my glutes from this, which was August of 2019, to this. I have been focusing on glute growth, leg growth for quite a while, and I'm very happy with the results that I built for myself, and I fell so much in love with fitness that I decided to be an online coach and a personal trainer. So now I'm coaching women all over the world. So if you are interested at all in one-on-one coaching, the link is in the description. But I am seriously going to be telling you all of the big main things that you need to grow your glutes, grow your legs, or really just grow muscle in general. These steps are going to be really, really important for you. No BS. I'm not gonna, I know that there's so much information out there in the world on YouTube and social media, and it's like, how do I know who to believe? Or it's just so overwhelming. I get it, but hopefully you learn a lot in this video and a lot on my page from the content that I'm going to be posting here in the near future. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first step. So if you want to grow your legs and your glutes, the first step you are going to take is building a solid workout plan. Building a solid workout plan is definitely the first step that you want to take, because of course you're going to go in the gym and you're not going to know what to do. You're going to be looking online, you're going to be scrolling on social media trying to find all of these crazy workouts that may or may not work for you or for growing your glutes. I mean, what might work for someone might not work for someone else. So it's important to do some research or get yourself a coach who can build you a perfect solid plan customized to you and your goals. You don't want 10 exercises every single leg day. You want to be training your glutes 2 to 3 times a week for glute growth. I train my glutes twice a week. There was a time in which I did 3 times a week. It's just really up to you and your split and how many days a week you can work out and things like that. But definitely 2 to 3. I wouldn't do any more than 3 times a week. And here's why. You can overtrain your glutes. You can overtrain any muscle. It's not going to give you the results that you want. So you want to make sure that you're sticking to 4 to 6 exercises every leg day if you're hitting legs 2 to 3 times a week. If you're hitting legs once a week, then okay, you're probably going to want some more exercises. But if you're hitting legs 2 to 3 times a week, 4 to 6 exercises is sufficient. You don't need any more than that. If you do more than that, you're just going to be overworking your glutes. You're not going to give them any time to rest. Rest is very important for muscle growth. I mean, that is when your muscles are repairing and becoming bigger and stronger. What happens when you're working out and you're lifting heavy and you're pushing all this weight is those muscle fibers are tearing while you're working out. So your muscles aren't actually growing bigger and stronger when you're working out, they're actually breaking. And then when you go home and you rest and you sleep, that's when it's growing and building back bigger and stronger than it was before. So that is why rest is so important. Now, what exercises do you do? What do you put in your workout plan? And you're like, I don't know how to build a solid workout plan. I don't even know how to do the first step. So my biggest tip is just don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't put all these crazy workouts and exercises that you see on social media that probably don't do anything. You're gonna wanna stick to the basics, okay? So I'm gonna list off some exercises that you should most definitely have in your workout plan if you wanna grow your glutes, and that is some sort of thrust. So a hip thrust, like a glute bridge, a calf glute bridge, but hip thrusts are really, really great, and you can do them with a dumbbell, barbell, Smith machine, whatever it is, some sort of thrust, and you usually want to start your workout with that. And then you definitely want some sort of single leg exercise, like a step up, a reverse lunge, a Bulgarian split squat. Personally, my favorite is step ups. I love step ups, they're great. And then you definitely want RDLs. I'm sure you've heard of RDLs before if you're researching on glute growth. It stands for Romanian deadlift. You can do these with a barbell or a dumbbell. Also do them with a Smith machine. Tons and tons of different ways to perform these exercises. And then lastly, you want some sort of isolation exercise. What isolation exercise is going to do is literally isolate your glutes. You usually want to throw that in at the end of your workout. I like glute medius kickbacks. Those are great, or you can just do regular glute kickbacks, but there's tons to pick from, so it really doesn't have to be that complicated. That's literally just 4 exercises, and that's really all you need. So first step, build a solid workout plan. The next step is very important, and this is progressive overload. So I'm going to explain what that is. Progressive overload is basically just progressively increasing the weight that you lift during your exercises over time, pretty much. That's all it really means. So for example, this is what not to do. So just say, you just built your solid plan, you have hip thrusts on your workout plan. So you do hip thrusts, you do 10 reps with 135 pounds. Well, just say 3 months go by and you're still doing hip thrusts for 10 reps with 135 pounds. You never increase the weight, and it's been 3 months. That's what you don't want. You don't want to stick with the same exact weight week after week after week after month. You definitely want to be challenging yourself and increasing the weight as often as you can. What you need to focus on is always increasing the weight when you can. If you finish your set and you're like, hey, I just did 10 reps at 135 pounds, that actually felt pretty easy. I totally feel comfortable adding 20 more pounds on. So you add those 20 more pounds and you're like, that was actually kind of easy still, I want to add another 20. Keep adding that weight, girl. You just need to make sure that your form stays good. So form is very important. That can be for like another video, but definitely an important part in this process is making sure that your form is good. You don't want bad form because you're going to be hitting other muscle groups that you probably shouldn't, and it might lead to a decrease in glute growth and also injury. But as long as your form is good, you should be increasing your weight as often as you can. If you don't do that, your muscles literally cannot grow. You're not challenging them enough. They literally cannot tear. So how are they going to grow, right? You need to lift heavy. And this is also really important. You want to stick to the same workout plan for at least 6 weeks, and that's like at least. Personally, I stick to the same plan for 12 weeks plus. How are you going to focus on progressive overload and increasing the weight that you lift over time if you're not even sticking with the same plan for like 3 or 4 weeks? You're only giving your body like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to, gradually increase the weight. It needs to happen at a much slower rate than that. So definitely stick to the same plan for at least 8 weeks. Another tip for this step is to go slow with your reps. You're increasing the time under tension. What that means is the amount of time or seconds that your muscles are under tension. The more time under tension that you have, the more muscle growth that you're going to have. You just want to slow your rep down so you can increase the amount of time that your muscle is under tension and like pulling or pushing that weight. So focusing on going slow and controlled with your reps is important. We're not in a race. We're not doing cardio. We're not at a track meet. You don't need to race. Take your time, go slow, especially with those hip thrusts, those RDLs. You don't want to hurt yourself. So definitely just move with intention. I heard that a while ago and I always think about it because it's so important. Move with intention. You should be thinking about the muscle that you're lifting, the muscle that you're pushing, and you should be really, really focused and zone in into what you're doing. It's going to increase the quality of your reps by a ton, and it's just really important. Okay, next step is the most important step, and that is nutrition. I know you didn't want to hear it, but it's true. I always say nutrition is roughly like 70% of your progress. It is so important. You can work out 5, 6, 7 days a week, do the perfect exercises, focus on progressive overload. But if your diet is not good and you do not hit your protein goals, you're always eating junk food, you don't really eat whole foods, you're not going to get the results that you want. It doesn't matter if you're trying to gain weight, lose weight, grow your glutes, doesn't matter. Your nutrition is very important, and your nutrition looks very different than everybody else's and mine. Everyone is very, very different. And that's why I always make like what I eat in a day videos or like cooking videos on my Instagram, but I don't really share the amount of everything or the macros of everything that I'm making, because my macros are different than your macros. My calories that I'm consuming are gonna be different than the calories you are consuming, right? So if you look at somebody and you're like, I want their body, like I literally want that, and you try to follow their exact meal plan, their exact calories that they're eating, the exact macros they're eating, you're not gonna get the same results. And that's because your body right now, how it is right now, is different than theirs. So you need to be eating either more than she is or less than she is, just depending on where your body's at. How much fat do you have to lose? How much muscle do you have to gain? You know, it really just depends. And that's why, again, having a coach is very important, as I find those perfect numbers for you and your goals and build you a solid, really delicious meal plan that is going to help you reach your goals. But basically, if you don't know, macros are your protein, your fats, and your carbs. That's all it is. It just means macronutrients, and they're very important to your fitness journey. No matter what your goals are, you definitely want to make sure you're eating enough protein. If you're trying to grow muscle, you got to be eating protein. If you're trying to lose weight, you got to be eating a lot of protein. So there's a misconception that protein makes you bulky, it makes you look like a man, this and that. Stop. It absolutely does not. Protein is very important for muscle growth. It is hard to be disciplined in the kitchen. I mean, you know, you have events, you have parties you want to go to, you want to go out on a date night and eat what you want. I get it. And you can do that. I go on date nights, I go out to parties. I'm not really, but yeah. But you know what I mean. I go out and I enjoy myself sometimes, and I still have the body that I love and the body that I've always wanted while finding that balance. And I'm actually going to make a separate video on how to find a balance in your life with nutrition and with fitness and your social life, because it can be difficult to navigate. And almost all of my clients are like, Bella, help me. How do I, build a healthy balance and healthy relationship with food and this and that? And that is the type of coach I am. I'm never going to tell you you have to stick to this plan 100%. If you don't and you go out and eat ice cream on the weekend, shame on you. No. That's not cool. We build realistic, sustainable, long-term results over here on Blossom with Bella. I'm all about finding a healthy balance and healthy relationship with food. The last but certainly not least step is having consistency, discipline, and patience throughout your entire fitness journey. This part is arguably the absolute hardest part for people. Nutrition and workouts aside, staying consistent, staying patient, and staying disciplined is so hard. And the reason why is because it's not something that you can just wake up and do. It takes time. It takes having these small steps to get there. And that is what is hard for a lot of people as we're balancing our social life, our work life, our fitness. It's hard to try to create that discipline and trying to create that consistency and that patience within us. And this is something I talk about all the time on Instagram. If you don't follow me on there, definitely do. It's just at Blossom with Bella, but I give tons and tons of tips on discipline and consistency, as I am huge on that. It's something that I used to not have any of. I mean, I was so different in 2019 in those first photos that you saw of me. I was so different mentally and physically, of course, but I was a completely different person. And throughout the years, yes, I have changed my body. Yes, I have grown my glutes. Yes, I have gained muscle. But even more importantly than that, I have grown as a woman. I have gained consistency and discipline in areas of my life that I never thought I could. I have literally changed my life for the better. I have helped my mental health. And it's all because of fitness. It's all because of the love that I have for it. And that is what I try to instill in the clients that I have. So this fitness journey can literally do so much for you if you let it. You have to think about how bad do you really want it. And it doesn't have to be a physical aspect. Think mentally, think for health purposes. There's so many benefits of a fitness journey, of eating right. But very quickly, some quick tips you can do is building small habits. So they can be very small, like reading for 10 minutes every day, going on a 10-minute walk every day, making your bed every single morning after you wake up. I mean, these can be very small, they can be kind of big, it doesn't matter, it just kind of depends on what level of discipline that you have currently. But building those healthy habits are going to help you build discipline, right? And like I said, they can be free, they can take 2 minutes, it's literally just think of anything that you can do every day that is positive and is gonna help you in the long term, and just slowly start to build that list. And I promise you, like, that is like the key to building consistency, is those small healthy habits and actually really focusing on sticking to them. Another thing that can help you to stay consistent and motivated and also have patience is having an accountability partner. So someone like a best friend, a family member, a coach, someone that's going to be there for you, to root you on and support you every single step of the way. And if you're slacking, we're gonna be there to help bring you back up. And also staying patient is very important too. I mean, it can be very challenging to wake up the next day and not see the results from the hard work that you put in yesterday. It takes time. Understanding that building glutes is not something that's gonna happen in a few weeks. You'll see these videos like how I grew my glutes from this to this in 4 weeks, and her glutes grew like 4 inches. It's literally impossible unless you got some sort of surgery. So it's just not possible. It does take months and months and months. Everybody's different though. Some people might grow faster than others. If you're new at the gym, if you have good genetics, it really does depend. That was the blueprint to grow your glutes. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. There is so much more to talk about when it comes to this topic. So I'll definitely be making like a part 2 and just so much more fitness videos. So please, if you do have any recommendations of things that you want to see me talk about, leave them down below. I will also leave my one-on-one online coaching link down below as well in case you are interested. I would love to work with you and be on this fitness journey with you. I know how overwhelming it can get, so having a coach is very helpful. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should be. I post tons of what I eat in a day, tips, tricks, workout routines, so much stuff. So before you request some content from me on YouTube, definitely check out my Instagram first and give me a follow if you want. I think you will definitely love my page and find some sort of helpful information or inspiration from it. But I'm so happy to be back on YouTube and sharing fitness content with you all. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to check out the links down below.